Chapter 5, Probability, the language humans never learned. 1. The universe rolls dice. Einstein once grumbled that God does not play dice with the universe. Quantum physics later replied, actually, he's a compulsive gambler with infinite dice and terrible table manners. The cosmos runs on probability. Everything, weather, elections, pandemics, love, is a statistical event disguised as fate. But humans, we speak narrative, not numbers. We want villains and heroes, not error margins. Probability is the math of maybe, and maybe makes us itchy. So instead of learning its grammar, we keep shouting certainty in a probabilistic universe. The math illiteracy problem. In 2020, a survey found that 65% of Americans believed a 1 in 100 chance meant it probably won't happen, while 20% said it's almost certain. That's not ignorance, it's anthropology. Our brains evolved to throw spears, not compute denominators. We are natural storytellers forced to do statistics in our heads. That's like asking a poet to write in Excel. The coin flip illusion. Flip a fair coin 10 times. You might get HHHHTHTTTT. Your brain will mutter, weird pattern. If you get HHHHHHHHH, it'll scream, rigged. Both sequences are equally probable, but your intuition hates randomness that looks too random. We prefer fake order, horoscopes, lucky socks, market trends that are just noise with good PR. The lottery of life. Every lottery ad brags 1 in 200 million chance of winning. Our brain translates that as someone's gonna win and I am statistically overdue. Probability doesn't sell, possibility does. We ignore the odds because math whispers while hope shouts. That's why lotteries are basically a tax on people who slept through statistics. Why you fear the wrong things. You're 500 times more likely to die in a car accident than in a plane crash. Yet turbulence has turned grown adults into armrest philosophers, promising to live better if they survive the next 5 minutes. Probability doesn't care about drama. Emotion does. We remember spectacle, not statistics. That's the availability heuristic, fear by vividness, not frequency. If something explodes on TV, your amygdala adjusts the insurance rates. The gambler's brain. Casinos understand probability the way cats understand gravity. Intimately, instinctively, and maliciously. Slot machines pay out just enough to keep you convinced you're due. Each near miss rewires your dopamine system to believe math owes you a favor. You can't win against odds designed by neuroscientists with interior designers. They've replaced windows with flashing numbers, and your brain reads hope as evidence. The Monty Hall problem, humanity's kryptonite. You're on a game show. 3 doors, behind 1, a car, behind 2, goats. You pick door 1. The host, who knows what's behind them, opens door 3 to reveal a goat. He asks, do you want to switch? Most people say no. They're wrong. Switching doubles your chance of winning from 1/3 to 2/3. This problem broke humanity's brain so badly that even professional mathematicians argued about it in the 1990s. Because logic feels wrong when intuition has seniority. Probability doesn't care about feelings. It just keeps quietly being right while you drive home in a goat. Correlation's evil twin. Probability's second cousin is correlation, and it's constantly mistaken for causation. Ice cream sales rise when shark attacks rise. Therefore, ice cream causes sharks. Or maybe summer does. But that's less click-worthy. We connect dots faster than reality can draw them. Correlation seduces the lazy logician because it feels tidy. One thing follows another, ergo, cause. In truth, The world is a spaghetti diagram of conditional probabilities with occasional marinara disasters. The illusion of control. You blow on dice, you click the elevator button harder, you manifest a parking spot. Congratulations! You've rediscovered illusion of control, humanity's favorite probability bug. It gives us hope, comfort, and an entire self-help industry. Control feels safer than chance, so we manufacture rituals that statistically do nothing but emotionally do everything. Regression to the mean and why your life feels like a yo-yo. You ace an exam once and expect perpetual brilliance. Next test, disaster. You bowl terribly, then suddenly improve. Welcome to regression to the mean, the tendency of extremes to normalize. Success isn't linear, it's wobbly. But we misread every dip as doom and every spike as destiny. Life, statistically, is just reversion with better lighting. The seductive certainty of predictions. Economists, meteorologists, and sports analysts all share one thing: public humiliation by probability. Predictions fail, excuses follow, graphs get redrawn. But we keep asking for forecasts because we crave certainty. A 60% chance of rain means bring an umbrella, not flip a coin. Yet we interpret it emotionally. If it rains, the forecast lied. If it doesn't, it lied differently. Probability speaks confidence intervals. We hear promises, the math of regret. Every decision is a probability equation you solve with feelings. Take investing, 70% chance of moderate gain versus 30% chance of ruin. Logic says, take it. Emotion whispers, yeah, but imagine the shame if it fails. Regret is a statistical ghost haunting probability's house. We'd rather lose predictably than risk being wrong publicly. The chaos of coincidences. Your friend calls right after you think of them. Whoa! I was just about to text you. You sense cosmic alignment. Probability yawns. With billions of daily thoughts, coincidences are inevitable. They just feel magical because our pattern-seeking brains mistake math for destiny. Coincidence is randomness wearing a trench coat of meaning, Bayesian brains, and emotional updates. Bayes' theorem is probability's secret sauce. New belief equals old belief times evidence, divided by surprise. Humans do this intuitively. If you expect your cat to ignore you and it actually cuddles, your belief updates temporarily until the next betrayal. Emotion sets the prior, logic adjusts the posterior. We call it learning, but it's just Bayesian heart math, the black swan problem. In 2007, Nassim Nicholas Taleb published The Black Swan and ruined everyone's confidence in prediction models. His point, rare, high-impact events dominate reality, but we pretend they don't exist until they happen. Every unprecedented crisis is a reminder that probability distributions have tails, and humans never look at tails. They're too busy optimizing averages. We plan for the median and drown in the outlier when numbers betray you. Probability's greatest trick is making nonsense sound precise. A poll reports a margin of error plus or minus 3%, but no one reads the fine print that says, assuming random sampling and honesty. Neither assumption survives contact with reality. Data can quantify confidence, not truth. But we treat decimals like divine revelation. If it has 2 decimal points, it must be moral. Why we hate randomness. Randomness offends the ego. We want causality, meaning karma, narrative. When life deals us a bad hand, we blame someone, something, or Mercury's retrograde, never statistics. But randomness is impartial. It doesn't hate you, it barely knows you exist. Blaming fate is just emotional noise trying to translate stochasticity into story. The stock market, Casino with spreadsheets. Economists love to say markets are efficient. If that were true, there'd be no millionaires and no bankrupt day traders, just a global nap. The market runs on collective delusion, herding behavior, and coin flips disguised as expertise. Probability is the puppet master. Investors are emotional marionettes screaming, "This time it's different." Spoiler, it never is. The human error bars. Even our measurement of probability is probabilistic. Physicists don't say, "We know the electron's mass." They say, "We're 95% confident it's this." Everything beyond that is opinion in lab coats. Confidence intervals are humility made numeric. But most people skip the interval part and keep the confidence. The meteorologist's curse. Meteorologists are mocked for being wrong half the time. In truth, they're usually right. You just misunderstand the math. A 40% chance of rain means in conditions like this, rain occurred 40% of the time, not it'll rain on 40% of your car. Probability is descriptive, not prophetic. But humans hear prophecy and pack picnic baskets defiantly. The political poll trap. Elections turn probability into theater. If candidate A is favored 70%, the public hears, "It's over." Then the 30% happens, and everyone yells, "Shocking upset," as if math betrayed democracy. Probability never promised certainty. It promised odds. We just turned odds into emotion because hope and dread are better TV. Conditional insanity. Conditional probability is logic's sneakiest riddle. Example, if a test is 99% accurate and you test positive for a rare disease with 1% prevalence, what are the odds you actually have it? Most people say 99%. Correct answer, about 50%. Because the rare base rate dilutes certainty. 99% of a small number is still small. Your doctor knows this. Your panic doesn't. The certainty illusion. Probability demands humility, but our brains crave closure. We invent certainty, like children invent imaginary friends. We predict confidently, fail spectacularly, and then retroactively declare the outcome obvious. That's hindsight bias. The mind's smug cousin. I knew it all along. No, you didn't. You're just editing the movie after watching it. The religion of luck. Humans invented gods to explain randomness before inventing math to describe it. Prayer, rituals, and superstitions are early probability management systems. Now we have data dashboards instead of temples, but the emotional need is identical. To feel the dice are loaded in our favor. Rationally, we know probability doesn't care. Emotionally, we keep tipping the dealer. The ethics of uncertainty. The hardest moral questions are probabilistic. Should you take a new drug that might save 70% but kill 5%? Should you go to war for a 60% chance of peace? Should you trust an AI that's 99% accurate, except when it isn't? Ethics without probability is naive. Probability without ethics is monstrous. The wise path lies in accepting that maybe is the only honest answer. How to think like a statistician without becoming one. 1. Translate numbers to frequency. 1 in 1,000 is easier than 0.1%. 2. Demand uncertainty bars. If someone gives you a number without error margins, they're selling faith, not data. 3. Beware of tiny denominators. Rare events make dramatic headlines and bad decisions. 4. Stop saying risk-free. That phrase is like dry water. 5. If the math comforts you, recheck it. Probability's job is to humble, not soothe. When to let go of the math. Not every decision needs calculation. Love, Art, kindness. Those run on qualitative probabilities called gut feelings. Sometimes the best odds are the ones you never compute. Rationality without courage builds models. Courage without rationality builds legends and lawsuits. The art is knowing when to stop graphing and start living. The cosmic joke. The universe is a casino where entropy always wins. But within those odds, we get the miracle of existing at all. 1 trillion coin flips aligned for you to read this sentence. Statistically speaking, you shouldn't even be here. So the next time someone says, "What are the chances?" smile and say, "All of them." Closing reflection, the humble math of meaning. Probability isn't just math. It's philosophy disguised as fractions. It reminds us that certainty is a luxury and ignorance is universal. It humbles kings and comforts fools by whispering the same truth. Nobody knows anything for sure. The language of probability isn't about prediction. It's about peace with uncertainty. And that's the one equation humans still refuse to solve. Teaser for Chapter 6. Next up, the emotion equation, why feelings outsmart facts. We'll explore how emotion performs nonlinear math, turning small slights into existential crises and minor wins into immortality. Prepare for calculus with tears.